Hey y'all. Okay, so I have another kit, actually another set of kits, all Valentine inspired as well, similar to my small kits, except these are large. So I'm gonna try to quickly go through these and just show you what's different. I'll take you through the entire kit of this first kit so you can see what's included, and then I'll show you the things, most of the things that are different. I'm not going to show you every single thing that's different because I don't think y'all want to be here an hour. I mean, really, it would probably take that long. So I'm just going to show you the highlights, the things that I myself would want to know, like what's different, you know, in each kit. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to start with the paper. So here's the stack of the vintage paper that you'll receive in a kit. Everybody gets one vintage Valentine. Of course, they're all different. This one is quite large and it's articulated. So her little leg moves. Isn't that cute? Bringing my heart, Valentine. Isn't that sweet? It's a little, you can see all of them are well loved. So if you're going to use this, you want to do something to reinforce this one for sure. If it were me, I would probably glue some of my favorite Japanese paper to the back. You could really put any kind of paper back here and just, I would create a little spine and reinforce that. And actually I'd probably just do the whole back. Looking at it, I think I would. Isn't she precious? I adore her. I love her so much. Okay, so in your kit, when I say vintage, I mean these are dictionary pages from a traveling dictionary. Actually, two different ones. One's Italian to English and one's French. So they're not ancient, like old. I mean, they're probably, I don't know, 20, 30 years old, but they're not, you know, they're not vintage. Not quite yet. You get a couple pieces of some of my very favorite paper, and I think y'all really like it too, based on what people have commented. Shorthand from a shorthand textbook from the 40s, and it's really great paper. If you haven't seen this before in any of my other videos, it's I'll be really sad when this book paper is gone because it's super strong. It has a great patina. I love it for any kind of art project, actually. I mean, I've used it in collage. I've used it to make actual pages in my journal. I've done all kinds of stuff. Then you also get some French, and everybody, it's a little different, but there's also some French pages. This is out of a vintage stamp book where it goes through and tells you the value and the history of stamps. And this is also from, I think, the 40s. Anyway, it's the paper is super nice. It's not as strong as some other paper, but it's not super delicate either. So you could use it as pages in your journal. I would probably reinforce it somehow. It's also really great for mixed media pieces. Now this is oh, I just love this. This is really great for mixed media too. These are receipts from the 20s from various grocery, it's mostly wholesale type grocery places. Like this one is poultry, eggs, hides, and cream. Amarillo Poultry and Egg Company. And so you'll see these are all wholesale. This came from an old grocery store. I have a whole stack of like grocery store paperwork. It's super cool, and like I said, these are all from the 20s. Now this paper, because it was designed to be thrown away, because it is truly ephemera, it is delicate. You're not going to be able to, the best thing to do with this is to glue it down on something else, whether to reinforce it and actually use it as a page, or use it in your mixed media pieces. Super fun. Okay, this kit has a couple of calendar pages, classic Impressionist. I think this was the whole calendar was Monet. Yeah, Monet. And another calendar page that just says February, because, you know, you need that in your February journal, right? Okay, and then you also have some music paper. I've put two different kinds in. This kind is from the 40s, and it is definitely cheaper paper because it has not aged as well. It has a beautiful patina though. See, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I love the color. I love the way it looks, but it is a little delicate. It will tear pretty easily. So the way I like to use it is as background for other pages. And if you watched my heart painting video recently, this was the music paper that I painted lots of hearts on. So, and to make Valentines. So it's really good for projects like that. And if you're going to use it as an actual page in something, you know, like fold it and put it inside a journal or something, you probably want to reinforce it with something, or at the very least, coat it with some matte medium, put some plastic on it to reinforce it, because it has a, in fact, you can see here where where I cut it out, it kind of tore too. And it's just because it's brittle. You have to treat it with a little bit of care. This old music paper, it's all romantic music paper. See, Take My Beloved. It is older music paper, but it is not as fragile. So this one you can use as pages if you want. It's actually a little thinner than this one, but it's definitely stronger. Next is the newer papers. So in the newer paper set is really a combination of scrapbook paper and wrapping paper and everything. This image actually is from a calendar, so it's a calendar page, modern calendar page. I don't know how old it is. This is a piece of wallpaper, actually. Isn't that pretty? You get a large plain card that's red on the back. I love making these into journal cards. They take media really well. I just lightly sand them, and then I go to town. I paint and put all kinds of stuff on them, and they do really well. And then I have quite a few samples from my wrapping paper. One of my favorite things I have is a wrapping paper book, sample book, and you have a whole collection here. There's a bunch. And everybody who's getting these large kits, you will get the same ones. There are some also in my small Valentine kits, but they're different papers. They're not the same as this, so it's not the same. Anyway, these are great. I love using those in cards and embellishments, and I love using wrapping paper. And here's more wrapping paper. This one's handmade wrapping paper. It's really vibrant pink. It feels really nice. It's thick. Love that. Okay, and then I have various scrapbook papers. Now these papers I pick up at the resale shops and things like that. So I don't know who made them or anything like that. And everybody kind of gets a little, well actually these are the same. I take that back. So this large kit everybody does get. So you get a piece of vellum. I love this vellum. It's hard to pick up in the camera here, I think, but it is a beautiful red, tone on tone red with a beautiful print. And then two more reds, one floral red and then just an aged red and pink, actually. One-sided, but they're cardstock. This is nice cardstock. So you could use this as journaling cards. You could use it all kinds of ways. And then isn't this beautiful? Oh, I love that vellum. You get a nice size piece of my favorite cardstock. I love this stuff. I've made journal covers out of this. That's how sturdy it is. This is actually a big enough piece. You can make a little mini journal out of it if you want a journal cover. It also makes really great tags. It's a beautiful red, tone on tone, kind of stripe too. I don't know if you can see that. Then there's a Yitto heart doily. Isn't that pretty? Love that. And a little white round one. And this is a modern, I don't know if the camera's picking this up, but it's a metallic pink. Isn't that pretty? I love that. You can use these, you could use this actually as a stencil if you wanted to in your mixed media, or you could cut it apart and just use pieces of it in your mixed media, you know, whatever, embellishments, cards, pages, whatever you want to do. So, I mean, you could use it either way. You could paint on it and use it as a stencil, or you could use it as is. This is also some upcycled, I got this at a resale shop. This was banners that from a grocery store, Whole Foods, had, and I guess they donated them because they didn't use them. And it's really great paper. I love this paper. I use this paper in a lot of tags and embellishments because can you see it has a metallic sheen to it? So this is a reddish pink color, ready for you to embellish away. You get two pieces of my coffee stained paper. I love to use this. I use this in my my heart painted heart video. If you haven't seen that, I uploaded that to YouTube recently. So you can see that, but this is the coffee dyed paper that I like to paint on and do stuff. And then there's 2 more sheets of wrapping paper that are nice big sheets of paper. One is a Japanese wrapping paper. It's pink with flowers on it. And the other one is a floral. It has a silver, like a metallic silver background, and beautiful, beautiful flowers. Isn't that beautiful? I love the colors. I love everything about this wrapping paper, actually. Okay, so there is the modern paper that comes in this kit. Okay, so next up are all the bits and bobs in kit number 1. And again, these are going to be very similar. I'm only going to show you the stuff that's different in the next kits, but it's pretty much identical as I can make it. Okay, so in the little trims, they're a combination of vintage and new. And so I'll show you the new first. So there's this little itty bitty piece of pink ribbon. I love this pink ribbon. It's actually stitched. That, you know, it looks like stitching lines on either side of the ribbon. It is actually stitched. It's almost like embroidery floss is what it feels like and what it looks like on either side of this grosgrain ribbon. Isn't that precious? I love it. That's the end of it too. That's all I've got, y'all. I'm sharing it with you. That's it. Because it's so Valentine-y, it had to go in. Okay, and then you also get a little piece. This is also modern rickrack, mini rickrack. Isn't that adorable? Really great, ready for you to embellish your pages. And then there's 2 vintage rickracks. A pale pink that's kind of like a, let me get these apart here. Salmon, it's like a salmon pink. It's beautiful. And a maroon, like a really dark, like maroon red. It's beautiful. They actually look really pretty together. And they look fabulous with vintage paper. Really. I mean, see, look. I'll show you. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Love that. Vintage, vintage. I'll show you the packages those came out of. So here's the maroon package. This actually has a copyright on it, 1931. Bonita. And the salmon is a Nylashond. Does not have a copyright or anything on it, but I'm assuming it's around the same age, roughly. Okay, and then you also get this little piece of lace that I took off of some vintage clothes that I think date from the early 1900s, looking at the style and the fabrics. This is tatting, hand tatted lace, so you get a little piece of that. This is also gorgeous, y'all. I love using, because this poor thing was in shreds. That's why I don't feel bad about taking more shreds off of it. But see, I mean, it's just gorgeous on vintage when you do tags and embellishments. I mean, it's just, you can't replicate this, y'all. You just can't. It's so beautiful. Okay, and then these are also vintage, but you know, they're not, I don't think it's super old, but this is some seam binding. It has some texture to it, and it's definitely a red. Love it. And then these 2 pink laces also, they came out of the same estate sale that I got the vintage rickrack from. It's beautiful pink. I know this isn't as old. I'm thinking this is about 50 years old. So it's not as old as the rickrack. But it had a price tag on it, and so looking at the price tag, I'm thinking it's about from the I don't know, late 60s, maybe early 70s. Did I say late 60s? Okay. Anyway, this is beautiful pink lace trim. Love that. And then a wide lace with roses. Can you see that? I don't know. Can you? Let's see. Does that show up better? Yeah, it does. Really pale pink lace with roses. I love it. And then it's all tied together with some red and white banker's twine. And then you get a little bag. This is a Japanese paper bag that I got at Daiso with just lots of bits and bobs in it. So again, everybody's is really similar but not identical. So I'll show you what everybody gets though. So everybody gets these vintage stamps. They're all in the red and pink vein. But of course the stamps vary depending on the kit. And they're from, a lot of them are American stamps, but some of them are not. They're, here, let me see if I can show you. They're from all over the world. And what I was going for, because I have a bunch of vintage stamps, was the color. I was looking for red and pink. So that's what you'll find in your kit. Something similar to that. And then some watercolor hearts. And I love to, let's see, where did I put mine? I don't have mine right here, but what I've done with mine, well, I don't have, oh darn. See, if I would have been thinking ahead, I would have it right here. But I write, you know, love and hug me and, you know, just like the candy hearts, the candy Valentine hearts, I like writing on them just like that. So this is watercolor, watercolor paper with a light wash of watercolor. And they're all different. Everybody gets different ones, but you'll get a variety of pinks and yellow like this. It'll be similar to this. And then you get lots of hand-cut hearts, and these are from, I color sort magazine pages, y'all, because I like cutting them up and then using them in collage and stuff, and I just used you can't tell what the original images were because I just go by the color, you know, so these are red ones, and they're not purely red. See, like that one has some yellow on it, but they're all hand-cut hearts. You get a nice selection of those ready to go, and I like wonky hearts, so all my hearts are imperfect because we are, as people, imperfect, so that's how I like to make my hearts. I like to reflect that. But, you know, if you want to fix them and make them more perfect, then go for it. Everybody gets a paper clip, a heart paper clip. This one is pink. I have a variety of colors in the red-pink realm, so I'm not sure what color you'll get, but it'll be something similar to this. You also get these are my favorite. I put these in a lot of my kits, y'all, and I use them in my books because I love them. I think they're from the 60s, but I'm not really sure, but they're price tags. But they are plastic. They're like I don't know, I think they are plastic. So they're super durable. I like to use them as tabs on my pages, you know, so I can just flip a page, or also on the top of a tag. I've used them on the top, like a pull tag, you know, but if you do it on the, I preferably like to trim the edges a little bit. They're kind of sharp because they are plastic. So I take my scissors and I slightly round them so they're not quite so pokey. So you may want to do that too. And then this is just a little sticker thing, and some you'll find little bits and bobs in there from stuff, you know, like this is from a postcard. Somebody had stuck a little thing, so you may find stuff like that in your kit. These are stickers that I got from a gal on Instagram that I follow. She takes vintage stuff and turns it into other stuff, and these are stickers. So they're printed on sticker paper. You wouldn't know that unless you looked at it. And so they've just been roughly trimmed out, so you're gonna probably wanna fussy cut them out. But aren't they cute? Little Valentine stickers. Okay, another stamp. This one's still attached to the postcard that it came on. And then a little vintage fortune. The Ace of Hearts means a letter. You know those, I think these came out of the machines, you know, like where you'd go and put a quarter in and they would tell your fortune. I think that's where these came from. Anyway. And then these are from my collection. These are all Valentines, vintage Valentines that I scanned and printed out, but I did not fussy cut them. So you can fussy cut them out. But I did print them on some quality cardstock. But they're really quite beautiful. I think this one's my favorite one. I don't know though. I really love them all. I really, really do. Let's see. So everybody gets some of these. Oh, here's another one. And another one. I love these. Oh, here's another sticker. Mermaid lovers. And then here's some more hand-cut hearts. A little rose image that's ready for you to cut out and use to embellish your pages. Then you get some mini playing cards, the red back, and you get some full-size playing cards. I love that red print though. I love altering cards and making them into journaling cards. This is a vintage place card. I'm not going to fold it down, but see, it's ready to fold and make a place card, like a place setting. It's a Hallmark wedding, I think. But isn't that beautiful? Pink bells. Has a little bit of silver ink on it. So it's ready for you to do whatever you want. I think these would be really great page tabs, you know, kind of like a file folder tab style on in a journal. I think that because you could fold it, see how it's die cut. But you could do all kinds of stuff with this. Love them. Oh, here's some more. Here's some more roses that match the little heart one that's in there that you can use to decoupage. More hand cut hearts. They are all, like I said, they're all from my red stash. So if they don't look red, like see that doesn't look red, it's because they're upside down. Because these are from my magazine pages that I collect. So some of them are kind of bizarre. Like I remember I cut one out that has actually an eye in it. I don't know which kit that is in, but yeah, so be prepared. It may be kind of weird, but I love using those. They're fun, they're different, and they're unique. All of them are different. They're unique. You'll never have another one just like that. Another playing card. Love that one. And then another rose image ready for you to decoupage. These actually came out of a kit for decoupaging. That was the whole purpose of the kit. I got it at a resale shop a long time ago, and I've used some of them. I love these images. You do have to fussy cut them out though, because that's white paper, and so well, at least I prefer to fussy cut them, so that way, because it's definitely not going to disappear like it would if it was on tissue paper or something. So you're going to want to fussy cut them if you're going to decoupage them down. But you know, if you do it on white paper, it wouldn't really matter, right? Okay, so there's that little bag. And then another little bag. I have some more things in there that I just wanted to keep safe. Oh, that's right, I put another paper clip in there, so you get 2 paper clips. Okay, so here's another paper clip. I should have put that paper clip in here, didn't I? Shouldn't I? You get a little paper rose. These are just modern. You can get these anywhere, and I have them in my stash. I love to use them. They're very Valentine-y, and so I thought you might like to too. And then you get 3 hearts that are brads. Let's see, 3 heart brads. So this kit has white, pink, and silver, but there's also red too. So it could be a combination of red, white, and they could be any color. Red, pink, white, or silver is what you'll see in the kit. Okay, and then here's some more bits and bobs. So again, every kit's different. So, well, I guess I'll open this because you really can't see that, can you? I'm trying to not make this video an hour long, really don't want to make you do that. Okay, so I've got threads everywhere. Okay, so this kit has some white beads. I have all different kinds of beads. It just depends, and there's different numbers of them. It just depends on like how big they are and what I have, and I tried to divvy them up as evenly as possible. I do have some heart charms that I've included. This one has another piece of like a charm. This actually came from a vintage earring. These are little plastic dangly things, but oh, I love this one. This make a great piece on a charm. And these are vintage, especially this one. A friend of mine, I actually got this from a friend, and I love these. These are vintage buttons. I think they're from the 40s. I'm not sure exactly, but I think they came off of a coat. The white ones, I don't think are as old. And this came from a piece of vintage jewelry that I took apart. It's a bracelet. It was a bracelet. So you can see there's holes there. So you can string it where it, it lies flat like that. But this would be great for the top of a journal, like for your like your tie spot, your little post, like a hitching post thing. You could make it out of that. It'd be really great. And then these are glass beads that are pink, and there's some clear ones. Everybody kind of gets a hodgepodge. These are pearlized. This came off of a very long necklace, and everybody gets a variety of those. A key. And then, again, this is all different too, but this particular piece could also be used, it's very shiny, for a hitching post. I've done this where I rig it though. I use like E6000 glue, and I make a little post thing, and I don't know how y'all do it, but I rig it to use pieces like this so I can make them into hitching posts for my journals, you know, to tie around a ribbon, you know, or whatever. Okay, so there's the bits and bobs here. So you're going to get a variety of just, you know, pretties. And everybody's is different. The charms, the beads, they're all different. Also, the sacks are different. This is a red one. The other ones are all white. Okay, and then everybody gets some hand-cut felt hearts. This is wool that actually came from a vintage sweater that I fold in the washer, or felted. Fold is really the correct term, but most people just call it felted. Anyway, they're thick and squishy, and I love them. And so you can use them as embellishments on tags, on pages, on paper clips. This would be really cute on paper clips too. And then everybody gets some alphabet, spit that out, alphabet words that have some sort of, you know, Valentine theme. So this one is kiss, love, and hugs. So everybody's is different, because actually I started running out of letters, y'all. So that's what this one says. Okay, last but definitely not least, this might be my favorite part, is all the textiles. And I have it tied up with some nylon tulle ribbon that's kind of a hot pink. I mean, it's not super hot, but it's definitely not pale. But this would be really great to use in your embellishments and on your pages and layering and everything. So again, I tried to replicate each kit the same, but again, it's going to be slightly different because a lot of this is vintage fabric, so not everybody's going to get the exact, you know, same cut, of course, because this is, you know, some of this comes from clothes and stuff. So this is a linen that I cut up. This is, I believe this is machine made lace, and it's not super old, but it's very nice, and it feels really nice. This is a linen blend. It's really, really nice. So it's ready for you to embellish away. This would make a really great Valentine's. Wouldn't that be sweet to layer that and make a Valentine and have that lace on there? Yeah. Okay, and this is from, I think, the 60s. I got this from a estate sale with some other fabrics. So this is definitely not new. Oh, I have it the wrong way, sorry. And it is has a nice sheen. This is a cotton sateen. And then these are just various fabrics I've gotten out of sewing baskets, literally, from estate sales. So there's a floral and a plaid and a check. And then some of them, if they're perfectly square, I got them from someone who apparently had these ready to go for quilts. So these are actual squares ready to go in a quilt, and there's a red and a pink and another pink. This is a sateen type of cotton as well. Now these are modern fabrics that I have in my stash because I love red and pink, so I tend to gravitate toward those when I buy new fabrics. These aren't like brand new, but these are definitely not vintage. I've bought these all within probably the last 5 to 7 years. So there's pink and red flowers, pink and white polka dots. This is like vintage inspired. Isn't that fab? I love this fabric. And then a red and white polka dot. And hearts, polka dotted hearts that I think my friend Carla sent me this actually. And then this is also modern. This is, as y'all know, I love to upcycle things, and this is from drapery. This is from a piece of drapery. It's really beautiful machine made lace. I think it's a nylon blend. And this is definitely nylon at the top. I actually used this on top of a card that I don't think I've shown y'all yet how I do this, but I actually used this sheer nylon on top of some music paper. Here, I'll show you real quick what it, kind of give me an idea what it looked like. I used this old paper that is brittle, and I glued it down to some cardstock, and then I used this, and so instead of like, you know, putting paint over it to create a layer, I actually layered over this nylon, and it looks really cool. Anyway, you can just use this for, you can use it in so many ways. And you know, what I like to do is just start playing and testing it out, you know, and start layering it with fabric. And I mean, I use paint too. I mean, I use everything. I love everything. But the possibilities are endless, absolutely endless. And I think that's what draws me to creating things, especially upcycling things, because I'm all about supporting the economy, y'all. I am, and I think it's important that we should support our economy. And I do buy new things, but my love is vintage and old, and finding new life for things that people just want to throw away. So anywho, this is the large kit. This is what you'll get in each of the 4 kits. It's basically the same thing. So let me show you though what is different. Okay, kit number 2. So I won't go through all the fabrics because they're basically the same, and the trims are the same. All this stuff is the same as I can make it, you know. So, and same way with the, like, there's little different buttons in this one. So, and the little flashy piece is a little different, the little sparkly, but it's very similar. And the bag is white on this one. So here's the vintage Valentine that you get in kit number 2. Valentine, you'll call me Speedy once you tell me that you need me. You can see they're used, the name signed. This one's in pretty good shape though. It's not quite as delicate as the one in kit 1. Again, you get the vintage papers, you get French papers, you get the shorthand and the 1920s receipts that are really fun for decoupage, and the music papers. And then this one, you get a 1969 calendar page from February 1969. There's nothing about it though that's Valentine-y other than it's in February. And I love the font. It's an old Mobile Gas calendar page from 1969, so the paper's really fab, and it has a pretty image on the back too from Louisiana. So it's definitely, you know, not Valentine-y, but it is from February, and I like. Now this is Valentine-y. This is from another calendar. This is from 1930. This is a reprint. And the calendar itself isn't from 1930. It's a reprint of an illustration done by a French illustrator, 1930. And I thought this was very Valentine-y. Okay, so, and then here's the little calendar page in kit number 2. This is all the same. You know, you get the same types of things. This one though, you do get a larger image of the decoupage roses. The other kit, they were smaller. You got more of them, but they were smaller images. But this is all the same. You get the same doilies, the same, you know, wrapping paper. All that is as the same as I can make it. I don't think that's correct grammar, is it? Okay, kit 3 is very similar again. Here are the little bits and bobs and beads and buttons that come in it. Everything is, again, it's the same, as similar as I can make it on all the bits and bobs. This is the Valentine that kit number 3 has. It's actually an unused one. Be my Valentine. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. It is used. I was thinking of a different one. Okay, scratch that. It's a used one. Be my Valentine. My goodness gracious, look who's here. It's very plain to see. These kittens have a Valentine to take to you from me. In some ways I resemble them, for when it comes to you, my heart is just like theirs, you see. It's right out there in view. Isn't that sweet? So sweet. To Ronnie from Pat somebody, Lowry. Super duper sweet. Again, same vintage papers as much as I could make them, with the French paper included. And the receipts, vintage receipts. music paper. Now the calendar pages are a little different. This calendar page has, this isn't super I mean, it's not new. I think it's from the 80s. Yeah, Hummel. It's a Hummel art. Valentine page, isn't that sweet? And then there is a February that is not Valentine either, but it's February 1966 with some notes on there. Anne left for California on the 26th, February 1966. Caterpillar. And then the little calendar page on this one is here. Isn't that pretty? That's a blue, kind of vintagey blue. And that is the little piece of wallpaper sample. It's a little different. And everything else is basically the same. This kit, same wrapping paper and all that. Kit 4. Here are the bits and bobs. Another sparkly round piece similar to the one that's in kit 1, I believe. You also get some little gemmy things in here, and you get a heart and a key and some more of those little plastic. I love these plastic dangly things. I'm kind of obsessed with them, actually. They're super lightweight too, so they'll make really great charms without, you know, weighing down your thing. Again, the bits and bobs are really similar. I'm not going to go through them. Super similar. Here's the Valentine that you get in kit number 4. Hi, brother. Here's a Valentine. Isn't he cute with his puppies? This one's in really great shape. Colors are super vibrant. The paper is in really great shape. And this is the unused one. Obviously, I was confused. Yeah, so this is the unused one. Same vintage papers, you know, with the receipts, the French pages. This is the calendar page. Oh, wait. Okay. Oh no, I did do something different with this one. Okay, so the calendar page, let me show you. So the calendar page for this one is this. This is a modern, I think this is actually from last year or year before calendar that I found. I love the font, so I just cut, the calendar pages were huge, and so I just cut the actual February out because it's really pretty. And then I added extra other pages. So you get some Valentine dictionary pages, like this one is a Valentine page. It's the V page, and Valentine is right there. This is a children's dictionary. And then you also get the heart page. See the heart? The heart page. And then you also get, this is from a children's cookbook, Cherry Phillips. Isn't that sweet? I love the colors. It's definitely pink, ready for Valentine's Day, and it's just charming. This is one of my favorite cookbooks, actually, y'all, because not only are the images adorable, see that image, but the page is fab. It's from the late 60s. So this one is a little different. It doesn't have the same exact type. Like I didn't have another vintage calendar page, like from, you know, 1966 or whatever. But this was so beautiful, I wanted to include it. So this kit has that. And then I put some extra book pages in here that the other ones do not have. And moving on, so then here's the calendar page for this one, and this is the wallpaper. And this one also has one of the big decoupage hearts instead of a bunch of little decoupage images that are from the same kit. Okay, so that was kit 4. I hope that was clear so you could see what was in each kit and how they differ. If you have any questions, feel free to, you know, send me a PM here on YouTube, or if you follow me on Instagram, you can send me a private message there as well, or on Facebook, or you can email me. There's lots of ways you can contact me. I will have a link down below to my shop where you can find this kit, and there will also be a link there in my shop. If you just wanted to send me an email, you can. But there's also links to all my social media there. So anywho, I appreciate your time and you watched this entire video. If you're still here, thank you very much. And I will see y'all again soon. Take care. Bye.